tension, and release. Maybe also. Music is all about tension and release in harmonic, melodic, and rhythmic way. What I want to talk about right now is this beautiful, beautiful diminished sound that gives a lot of tension, and then the release is sweeter. It's being used in jazz, but also in other styles of music. And specifically, what I want to explore is not only the chord, but the sound of the scale. So, super beautiful, but super harsh. The first step for us is understanding what are we talking about. So, with music, we have a lot of progressions. One of the common progression in jazz and in music in general is a 2-5-1. That means the 2, the second degree of the scale, the key, the 5th degree to the 1. This is sort of like a building block that moves us a lot of times harmonically, and in jazz songs and different songs, this is sort of like a pattern that happens a lot and moves us through different keys. With jazz improvisation, a lot of times we articulate more and more tensions on the dominant, on the 5 chord, in order for the release to be sweeter. It's sort of like climatic and feels better. If I'm playing something like, you feel the pain, and then this feels sweeter. It's like you worked really hard and then you're chilling. Now, a lot of times people are getting very confused about what diminished scale they should play on what, and what do you play on a dominant chord and what do you play on a diminished chord itself. So it's actually pretty simple, and I want to show you right now. So the thing is, like everything, we need to understand what it is and trying to hear it to the best of our abilities. Announcement. I will be touring with my trio in Europe in September. I'd love to see you there. If you can make it, please come. Tickets are here and on my website. And if you can't make it, please share it. Tell a friend that might want to see us play. I'm super excited to be there and maybe say hi in person. All right. This is a note F. On this note, I'm gonna play the scale itself. So I'm gonna kind of hum the note 1 second. Turn it out a little bit. I'm trying to hold this. This is our tonic. This is our chord. I'm basically gonna playing sort of like an F7, or that's what I'm hearing. This kind of sound. And then I'm discovering the colors. Now check this out. This is really important because a lot of times these fingerings are cool, they're symmetric, that's true, but we need to know the relationship. So it's 1, right? We have F, then we have flat 2. Oof, super harsh, right? But beautiful. And we have a sharp 9, and then we have the 3, the sharp 5, the sharp 4, sorry, the 5, the 6, the flat 7, and the 1. Check this out again. I'll play it with the drone here, and maybe I'll try to play the chord as well. So we have both, and then we have fa, the notes are F, G flat, A flat, A, the 3, B natural, the sharp 4, the 5, the 6, which is kind of crazy, flat 7, and the 1. And that gives us this color of the diminished. Now, notice the fingering that I'm using here in this position, and we talk about a few options. I'm using sort of like 1, 2, 4, and I'm playing starting it from the 8th fret here. So 1, 2, 4 with my fingers, and then I'm using 1, 3, 4, and again 1, 2, 4. What is cool about the diminished scale is also being called the half-whole scale, the half-whole diminished scale, because there are two. There's half-whole and there's whole half. Right now we're only talking about the half-whole, and that sound is symmetric. It's in a way you could play like this. And I'm deliberately kind of breaking it, so I'm starting. I just want to show you how symmetric that looks or kind of sounds when you think about it that way. Now, we are going to work on this position so we are clear about the fingering and what's happening here, and we gonna start hearing it over some chords. Now, once this scale and the understanding of the relationship is more clear, playing different shapes and different colors later on will be way easier because it makes more sense. It's the same thing as C major scale, but just with a little different colors. So, okay, so let's hear it one more time here before we even kind of like play the whole position. So we have this note, fa, and you can sing with me or play with me on guitar, both are fine. Fa, I'll hold this here. Fa, sol bemol, la bemol, la, si, do, re, mi bemol, fa. So the value of this scale is that I can play it over a lot of these kind of chords to create a lot of tension again that resolves super beautifully. The idea is this color is just being used a lot in jazz and in improvised music because it has such a strong ability to create this tension. And again, once you build the tension, the resolution is sweeter, so it sounds better in a way. What I do want to do right now is finding the fingering here and kind of figuring out little by little. After we understand the relationship, we'll sing it a couple more times, but I want to see the fingerings here. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 4, and then 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4. So you see I'm kind of switching right now in this specific shape between 1, 2, 4 and 1, 3, 4. So that's all I did, which is kind of convenient in that sense. The only thing we need to remember is where we start. Now, I am talking about shapes, but I encourage and I keep telling you guys that I want to hear the relationship. So I want to think about the names of the notes and their relationship to the center. So if I'm playing that note, I do want to know that this is the flat 5, for example, of F. This is B natural, and I'm hearing this as a tritone. So all this awareness is a part of the learning process. Again, a lot of musicians, guitar players, and folks sometimes get stuck because they're just playing the shape without trying to hear it. And the listening and the intention of doing that is a huge part of the process. Okay, so this is 8, 9, 11, and then 7, 9, 10, 7, 8, 10, 7, 9, 10, 7, 8, 10. And there's also a fingering here you can see in full PDF on the Patreon. So this is the shape. Let's hear it again with the chord F. Let's see if I can hold this. So you can even go here if you wanted to. I'll hold the drone so it's a little longer. And also this. So we have. Now, let's do it one more time, but really slow now so we can hear each one of the sounds and the notes. Fa, the 1, the flat 9, the sharp 9, the 3, the sharp 4, the 5, the 6, the flat 7, the 1. And we can even just do again one octave. Fa, sol, mo, la, mo, la, si, do, re, mi, bemol, fa. But I'm just trying to understand that sound. Now, although this again sometimes seems complicated, once you start playing it and kind of playing with it and you start understanding it and hearing it more. I do want to demystify a little bit how complex it is because, yeah, there are different fingers and different things we can do, but at the end of the day, it's a symmetric scale, half whole, that's it. It's one kind of pattern that we're doing. And again, it's super, super useful. And one of the things that we'll see once we keep going here is that it is symmetric on the guitar and you can move the shapes a little bit as well. Okay, so we have this shape. Now, one of the things that I do find really helpful is playing it in time, slowly, but in time. So I'll just kind of play this and 3, 4. So 1, just kind of slow, figuring it out. Even if it's not fast, again, just trying to play it and imagining the colors. And I want to stop you here. So if I'm stopping you on this note, I do want you to say like, oh wow, this is the 6 and this is the note D, right? So I do want the awareness of the note. So if I'm stopping you again here, it's like, oh yeah, this is the sharp 9, this is the note A flat. So you don't always have to do that, but I think in the process of learning, we do want to pay extra attention to the names of the notes and the relationship to the center and how it sounds, because that's a huge asset as we are progressing. One of the coolest things with diminished scale is that you can move these shapes a minor third and it will still be working with the key and kind of creating tension. So what I mean by that is I can take this shape, for example, this is 10, 8, 7, 7, and literally move this minor thirds and then resolve to B flat. I'm thinking about this as an F7 diminished kind of sound. Right, so I'm not actually doing a lot, I'm just moving this shape, and this is where guitar gets handy in a way because I can move the shape quite easily. Again, once you get comfortable with this is just a triad here, and I have this kind of like, you know, flat 9 on the bass. So this is sort of like a B major triad if you want to think about it that way, and this is like the flat 9. And then resolve to this chord or this shape. So we have this kind of sound. Maybe one more thing to be aware again with the shapes and the chord is on an informational level. If I'm playing the chord, for example, F7, this kind of shape, so this is E flat, A, C, and F, and I'm adding the flat 9, I'm getting the diminished. So the whole difference between F7 and F7 flat 9 is one note. So this is actually the diminished kind of shape, right? So this is basically F7 flat 9 if you want to think about it that way. And then what's really nice about this shape, again, that it works that I can move it in minor thirds. In this case, this shape is so symmetric that if I move this, I actually get the same notes. I'm gonna try and prove it. So this is E flat, A, C, and F sharp. And if I move it here, I get F sharp, C, E flat, and A. I move it again, A, E flat, F sharp, C, etc. So I'm actually getting inversions by playing this diminished shape a minor third part. Now, this idea of the symmetric diminished scale and the sound will also work with the scale. So that means that if we worked on our sort of like F7 kind of position here from this neck of the woods, from this kind of first finger, and thinking about F7 half whole, it will actually be also the same for D7, right? And this is basically one of the most beautiful and cool things about this diminished idea, that it opens up a whole kind of world of dominance and sounds. So here, what I'm trying to say is, if you are playing and working on your F7 and you're seeing this position, you can 100% also play this here and use the same fingering while knowing this is a part of the F7. So the chords that you can think about are F7, D7, B7, and A flat 7 if I'm just kind of looking at the 5th string. Now, again, the idea of understanding the root and hearing fa is a really big deal, right? It's a low. But what I'm trying to think here is that although we can move these shapes, we still want to pay attention to what is the center, how it sounds, and what are the actual notes that we're playing in relationship to create this tension. Okay, one more thing that I want to talk about here is when we have this 2-5, the C minor, F7 to B flat, we can, if you wanted to, think about this, you know, this tonality of B flat major. So I can use notes from the B flat major scale to create, and then on the F7 to enhance the tension, I can take parts of the diminished, right? So this is where this exercise, or this idea of the this diminished sound gets really interesting. I can start creating